Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got another review for you today and we're going to take a look at the Grogu from the Black Series line of the 6-inch scale, and newly I just picked up the 3 3/4 scale Grogu with the floating pram, just because I wanted to have a look at a pram. I was looking down the route of maybe going for a 3D printed version for the 6 scale Grogu, because I wanted to get one for some photography ideas and some shots with Mando. But obviously when you look at like the Mandalorian sort of deluxe pack with Grogu, that's not only is it difficult to get your hands on, but like all the accessories and that, like I would like. It's just actually that Mando with the head, I didn't like the head sculpt. Now I wouldn't say no to picking one up because of that pack and what comes with it, but I wanted to see if this pram was a decent enough scale to get away with the 6-inch Grogu, or to go down the 3D printed route, just because I'm normally a 6-inch collector, not 3 3/4 scale. So as always guys, we're going to jump into it. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel and you don't want to miss any of the content to come, and leave a like on this video and let me know what you think about it. So we'll jump into it. So what is going to come in the box, or with the 3 3/4, what's going to come on the card? So first of all, you're going to get your tiny Grogu. You're going to get the tiny little frog, and then you're going to get the pram on a stand, and the closing lid, which both of the lids from the pram do come off. In terms of the 6-inch Grogu, you're just going to get Grogu, and then you're going to get this pack of, you're going to get the frog in a little bit of a bigger scale. You're going to get the little kind of pot like you had the cup of soup, and then you're going to get the knob from the kind of shifter from the Razor Crest, which is unbelievably small. So in terms of this little box, this hard PVC or acrylic or whatever the material is, it's a hard plastic box that comes in the kind of clamshell. Do keep that. It comes with a lid as well, so do hold on to that, because this stuff will go missing otherwise. In terms of like the standard Baby Yoda Grogu, it's hard not to refer to him as Baby Yoda just because everyone says it. But in terms of the standard Grogu, he doesn't come with his pram or anything like that, which I do understand. I do think it would have been a good way of making it kind of worth the price, considering he was only kind of like £10, £12 in the UK. It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't have paid 20 because that's just ridiculous, unless you'd have gone down, like I say, of the route of he had lots of accessories. So in terms of the 3 3/4, the little frog, it's exactly the same, just a bit smaller with the kind of central eye. That's a cute little thing. In terms of the Grogu, it's different, obviously, because it's so small. There is a certain amount of kind of limitations. It's not the better of the two, so I'm not saying that 3 3/4 is not the better of the two. In my opinion, 6 inches is better for many different means. Apart from maybe the fact that 3 3/4, if you're into vehicles and ships and stuff like that, and all of those sets, then that's to that scale. But in terms of in terms of the Grogu sculpt, like it's the same kind of concept with the little swivelable arms. They do swivel, but they will pop out as well. His feet aren't like raised at all on this. He's got a little foot peg, but he does sit in there nicely. But in terms of like what else comes with the 3 3/4, you've got this stand that just pops in the bottom. It's kind of like, as I throw it across the table, it's kind of like some of the other connectors that you get, like with like heavy Mando's gauntlet and stuff. You've got the circle and the straight edge, just to make it easier to stay still and like find that. As you can see, it's got some nice weathering and detail on it. So, it's got the paint application. This is the original one before we had the redesigned one by Quill. It does look awesome. They've got the hard sculpted kind of thing going on there for the kind of blanket piece, but you've got the yellows, or the sort of goldy yellows in there. The browns are popping, so it looks awesome. Does pop off. So you've got, like I say, you've got the bottom base of the pram, and then you've got the top pieces that just clip on together. Obviously, depending on what shot you're doing, that's good, because it's nice that you can interchange them and move them around. But typically, some of your shots are going to be just Yoda in the pram, or Yoda. Grogu is so hard. It's ingrained in me to say either the child or Baby Yoda, even though I know it's Grogu and I want it to be Grogu. I don't want it to be Baby Yoda anymore. Everybody stop saying it because it's getting in my head. And in terms of scaling, like obviously this is scaled to the 3 3/4 scale, and he looks awesome. Like, you know, it's a good little sculpt for him, and a little pram that does fit to scale. And like, he would be able to stay in there if you put that on. One of the things I got it for though is I wanted to see what it would scale up to for the Black Series 6-inch one, which when you look at the Black Series 6-inch scale Grogu, he looks absolutely fantastic. Like, you can see a lot more detail around the eyes and the face and the head. Obviously that's one because it's the style of the 6-inch Black Series line, and two because like as it gets bigger it's actually easier to apply paint to something and sculpt it. When it's really minuscule it's very difficult. So in terms of the look, like, there is a slight difference in colour toning for the kind of the skin, stuff like that, and the hands are a little bit maybe chubbier on the smaller one, but it's the same sort of thing. You can swivel the arms on both. In terms of, like I say, they just pop out. In terms of anything that's different, I mean, they're pretty much the same, other than sort of like the eyes, like I said, because of the paint. You struggle to get closer, but obviously the 6-inch one is more kind of photoreal. But with the Black Series 6-inch Grogu, you're going to get the little accessory pack. So like I say, you got the little knob that he kept stealing in the top. That is tiny, as you can kind of see, so be careful losing that. It just rolls away. You got the little cup for a little bit of soup, and then you got the frog that he swallows. In terms of this little guy though, I wanted to see if the scaling would work with the the 6-inch scaled version. And like, he's quite, because the thing is as well is his like clothing is like hard sculpt, so you can't move it. In terms of the scaling though, it's not too bad. Like, to be honest, you could get away with it in terms of if you're doing a shot with him next to it, or Mando holding him and this in the background, or him just sort of standing up doing his little kind of celebration. If you're just sort of sitting him at an angle like this. So in terms of like my thought process of like what is he going to look like to scale, I was quite surprised. It's not too bad. I watched videos and like it's the same kind of size. It's pretty close, and the eye can kind of forgive it, just because obviously Grogu is small. We know Grogu is small, but we can't really tell in terms of scaling to a person. Just because he's not a real creature. Sorry to break your hearts, but so in terms of that, like this, your eye can get on board with it. It's realistic, just because when you look at the space in there, you think, right, he could lay down and cuddle up in there, he'd be fine. Might have to tuck his ears in, but he'd be fine. So I think it was a good pickup for to have that option of the pram for him. Like I say, you can sort of take that base off, and we've got like a flight stand here, and you might be able to do different shots where you're doing if we flip this back, you might be doing some shots where he's walking with Mando. So as we were saying, I mean, you might want to use the pram in a shot where it's not actually being used for having Grogu inside, and in that case you could probably get away with the scaling of it. As you can see, it's it's kind of the right scale for the 6-inch Mando too. So I definitely think it's worth a pickup, because if you go down the 3D printed route, that's great too, but you'll have to paint it yourself, and then it's already the same price as what this one is. So I mean, with discretion, you can do whatever you like, but I would say that this is the easier of the pickups. I would like to try and make one myself, or get a 3D printed one and have a paint of it just as a project, but I definitely think that this one is a good option. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope it was informative. I hope little Grogu's here and his accessory packs are something that you you find enjoyment out of, you find nifty, and you might want to get your hands on some. I mean, for me, the little 3 3/4 Grogu that I've got here, I won't be using him for projects that I can think of, unless there's some scaling with that pram that I want to do in the background. But he'll sit on my bookshelf on the Emperor's Throne, I think, and he'll be a nice little addition to that display. So this little guy. So yeah, maybe a good pickup for that, and hopefully down the line we do get a 6-inch version, that a little deluxe pack maybe for Grogu. But I'm going to leave you with that one, guys. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one.